I'm Andrea Giles, and you're listening to the Heal from Infidelity podcast, episode number 97, Entitlement. Hello, and welcome to the Heal from Infidelity podcast, where courageous women learn not only to heal from their spouse's betrayal, but to become the boldest, truest, most decisive, and confident versions of themselves ever. If you know there's more for you than the life you're currently living, but don't quite know how to get there, you are in the right place. Stick around to learn how to create a life that will knock your own socks off. Is it possible? It is, and I'm here to show you how. I'm your host, Andrea Giles. Are you ready? Let's dive in. Hey, everybody. Welcome to the podcast. I'm so glad you're here with me today. Today, I'm going to be talking all about entitlement and how it shows up and the part that it plays in infidelity. Please listen to the whole thing. I think that there will be things in here that are enlightening and useful, and that I hope that you can take and put to practice right away. I'm going to give you some examples, as I usually do, of what it looks like for both the person who had the affair and the person who did not, and how it can create problems for both. Okay. And then, of course, what to do about it. All right. What is entitlement? Entitlement is the thinking that you have a right to have something. You have a right to it. When we are acting entitled, we are lacking empathy. We're seeing through a self-focused lens rather than seeing what is best for the whole. Okay, so let's look at entitlement from the lens of the one who was betrayed. Okay, your spouse or partner stepped out of the marriage. You feel really hurt naturally, right? What can happen though is because of the hurt, because of the pain, an attitude can be adopted of you owe me. You need to do what I want you to do. This is where there can be quite a list, quite a checklist of things that you need to do. All the passwords, everywhere you go, tracking the locations, no taking the phone in the bathroom, all of these things. It's kind of like taking the upper hand in the relationship. This role can feel very punitive, like a parent-child relationship. You might say, the person who is betrayed, that you need certain things from them to feel safe. If you felt less than, or like he had more authority than you before the infidelity, it may feel good to be in a position that feels a bit more powerful. But what you do with that power really matters. Okay, it really matters. Right now, it seems normal and probably like you're doing the right thing to make demands to say, you really screwed up and this is what you owe me. Okay. Keep that in mind. This phrase, you owe me. Okay. You may also feel entitled to them sitting there and listening over and over and over again. Okay. For the men, or for the person who had the affair, okay, if it's male or female, it is often entitlement that leads them to an affair in the first place. One I see a lot is, you don't give me sex enough, and so I had to go get those needs met elsewhere. These are needs. I have to have them. And if you're not going to do them, then I need to go get my needs met elsewhere. Okay. Another interesting thing is, after infidelity occurs, the person who had the affair might feel extra entitled to sympathy. It's interesting, right? They have created a narrative in their mind where, on one hand, they have their marriage and their partnership, and on the other hand, they have this validating, indulgent thing going on the side. This is before they're found out. For most people, in their minds, because of entitlement, because they feel entitled, like, if you're not going to give me this or that, if you're going to be cold to me, whatever it is, then I need to have this thing over here. And in their mind, they totally justify it, make it okay. They feel separate. They don't think about the hurt that it would cause. They don't think about the possibility of losing their marriage. It's like, well, I'm just getting my needs met. This thing feels good over here. It's not until the moment that the wife or partner knows everything and those two worlds collide that the weight of it all is felt. Sometimes it takes longer than that. It was, we all know, never two separate things. That was a lie, a convenient lie to tell yourself so that you don't have to feel the weight of it, don't have to deal with guilt, things like that. One always deeply affects the other, though. So for many people in this moment, when the two worlds collide and they see the hurt that they have caused, this can be really crushing. It's crushing to see what they are capable of. So it's one thing to feel sad, to feel remorseful, and it's another thing to feel self-pity, to feel like I'm such a loser and I need you to tell me that I'm not a terrible person. I need you to tell me that I'm not just the worst and don't deserve to live. Okay. Can you hear the difference there? They may feel entitled to extra attention, pity, and sympathy. As you can imagine, or maybe as you have experienced, this can feel really repulsive to the spouse. Like, you did this, and now I'm supposed to comfort you. I'm supposed to feel sorry for you. This generally does not go well. Okay. It generally doesn't go well, but it's something that happens. They may also want praise for their efforts. They might want to be told how good they're doing at checking in and how good they're doing at being around and listening and things like that. They might want encouragement. Okay, fair enough. We all like to be encouraged. We all like to know that we're doing okay. But again, when this is coming from a place of, I want you to give me the attention here, it's coming from a place of entitlement. If it's a place of kind of that same self-pity, look at me, look how good I'm doing, look how hard I'm trying. Okay, that's a very self-focused lens again. Now, when this is expected and demanded, again, it can be really repulsive. Okay, it can be repulsive and be a total turnoff. Like, I don't want to give you anything. This becomes less about the personal growth of both individuals and less about the healing of the individuals, and becomes more about trying to monitor and manage each other's feelings. I try to comfort you, you comfort me, right? And generally, this does not end very well. Okay. A lot of the time before infidelity, there's a dynamic in the relationship that's one up, one down. Okay. This means that one person might think that they're a little bit wiser, a little more knowing, whatever, and somebody that feels a little inferior. Now, after infidelity, you might easily take that one up position and no, I would not make the same choice. It goes against my own values, my own integrity. And so therefore, I am morally superior because I would never do this. Okay, this though will not help you. While I understand it, while it feels very natural, it's not going to help you. Why? Because this is what happens. The man feels it. He may sincerely, or the partner who had the affair, okay, not just men. They might really want to make it right, but very much feel like they're checking the boxes, and some of it may feel inauthentic. They may feel kind of forced. Now, he may not want to have to report every single thing or exactly why he was 5 minutes late and start to feel resentful. Okay, while it's so easy to say he brought this on himself, this is a consequence. When we become punitive in this role, it's not going to go the way that we want it to go. Okay, here's the truth. None of us want to feel like we are in a relationship with somebody who doesn't want to be with us. And when we step into these punitive roles, it's like, I need you to do these things so that I feel okay. But does it really make you feel okay? It might be short-term relief, but what about long-term relief? What about knowing that the person that you are with is choosing you, actively choosing you? You're not going to know that because they reported everything that they did on their way home from work. Okay? This is the long game. You're going to feel this over the long game in countless interactions. I know for me that I would much rather be with somebody who, in broad daylight, when they know exactly who I am and exactly who they are in the relationship, chooses to be with me, not because it's the easiest choice, not because it would rock the boat too much to leave, not because they feel guilty or pressured. I want somebody to be with me because they want to be with me. And infidelity aside, that's what we all want. So when entitlement creeps in, it's this attitude of you owe me. You need to do these things for me to be here. And if we are acting out of entitlement, we're not being chosen. We're not making room to be chosen. Okay. So what is the remedy? The remedy is exposure. Exposure to what? Exposure to growth. Marriage is a wonderful place to expose ourselves to grow, to open ourselves up to grow. I'm going to read you a little bit from a therapist that I follow. His name is Corey Allen, about this concept. Okay, I'm going to back up to what he says about entitlement. An attitude of entitlement leads to an expectation of reciprocity. I gave to you, so now you owe me something in return. Or I'll tell you about me, but only if you tell me about you. If you don't, I won't either. But I want to, so you have to. I'll go first, and then you are obligated to disclose too. It is only fair. If I go first, you have to make me feel secure because I need to be able to trust you. Okay. This attitude can be very frustrating. Okay, so then he goes on and talks about the attitude of exposure. The attitude of exposure is I choose you because my relationship with you is one that will expose my personality quirks, character defects, and my immature ways of relating to others. This exposure is not the result of anything malicious by you. Instead, it's the natural result of our committed relationship. And in this relationship, I will have the opportunity to see myself in a light that I seldom do and or have spent most of my life running from. But if I'm willing to look at and address what our relationship exposes about me, I can grow up and mature into more love and passion than ever before. Okay. Corey goes on to say, this is not a natural response or view. Okay. It's hard, but it is the best way to grow up. It's the best way to heal. It's when we both address ourselves, where we show up the way that we want to show up, where we say, who do I want to be in this interaction? What will I be proud of when I walk away? Will I be proud of being demanding? Will I be proud of being unkind? Will I be proud of saying, well, you did this, so you owe me? Will we be proud of that? Probably not. Okay, probably not. Okay, so how do you expose yourself? You expose yourself by being more honest, by being more truthful, by letting your fear be seen, by offering each other grace, by making space for you both to grow, by slowing things down in your mind, slowing the space between something that happens and your response to it. That tiny little space gives you time to really choose how you want to respond. That is growing up. That is acting from a place of integrity rather than you need to just sit here and take this because you owe me, right? I'm going to berate you and you're just going to have to take it because you owe me. At the end of the day, does it feel good to you to be that person that is berating, that is insulting, right? And while I understand it, while I have been that person at times and I understand it and don't judge it, what we're here for is to learn how to make things better, right? We're learning how to heal after infidelity. And if we are carrying around an attitude of entitlement, is going to stall out our own healing. It will slow you down because it will never be enough. And even when the things are there that you think you're entitled to, you will wonder if they're sincere or if they're doing them just to make you feel better. It feels very natural to act this way after infidelity, very much. But in the end, I can guarantee it will end up slowing you down at best, sabotaging the whole thing at worst, sabotaging the effort of restoration and pushing each other further and further away. My friends, have courage. Look at where you are feeling entitled. Look at where you think that you're owed. Look at the expectations you're putting on your spouse. What are they? Is it fair? How can you give that to yourself? What would giving it to yourself do for you? What would you have to do differently? How would you grow? Have the courage to lean in, okay? All right. Thank you, friends. Appreciate you being here with me, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye. Thank you for listening to the Heal from Infidelity podcast. If you would like to be kept in the know about upcoming free classes, new podcast episodes, and other ways of working with me, go subscribe to my weekly email. You can subscribe at AndreaGiles.com/lies-about-infidelity/. Again, it's AndreaGiles.com/lies-about-infidelity/. I will see you next time.